So, guys, we have a special guest for Podcast Saturday where we will be talking about the Houston Rockets era with James Harden. But we have a special guest, and that is AJ Analysis. So let's get right to the content. Hey, everybody, welcome.
I'll give you a countdown. We have a special guest, Hyper Hooper Basketball.
Oh, thank you. So,
Yeah.
I make tons of NBA content. I make NBA news. I just make any NBA content that my fans want. NBA news, NBA analysis, like AJ. And, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about James Harden in this video, how his numbers are retired, and he's going to play against the Houston Rockets today. He's going to make a debut, and we're going to be talking about how his number was retired. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so when you talk about the James Harden era in Houston, you really think about when the Oklahoma City Thunder got Harden. Well, you know, when they traded him to Houston. But most people think he was one of the worst trades in history, but the reason why was because Oklahoma City would have been over the cap, and they would have had to pay the luxury tax.
Yeah, but I think they could have also got, like, Serge Ibaka and James Harden back. In that, they could go over the luxury tax, I think. But it would be worth the risk, too, to do that.
They should have given up Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they could have given up Kendrick Perkins and, like, other players like that. And I don't know why they didn't do that. But, again, that was probably the worst move Sam Presti ever made, to be honest.
So then you get to the Houston Rockets era, and in his debut, he put up, like, 37 points and, like, 8 assists, whatever it was.
Yeah, he put up, like, 37 points. You know, he put his team on his back. I think it was against the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, in October 31st, 2012.
Yeah, so it was against the Detroit Pistons, and it was a pretty good game. And James Harden, for 8 years, I think has made this franchise, like, really relevant. And Houston Rockets fans think that his jersey number shouldn't be retired, and I think that's, like, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, so, and that was really the start of Daryl Morey-style basketball, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And so James Harden, you know, every single year they made the playoffs, and he averaged 25 points per game or more. And I remember this year, since James Harden is my favorite player, I remember this year where Chris Paul was injured, the Rockets were the 14th seed, and James Harden just carried them to the 4th seed.
Yeah. So
that just shows his value.
So Houston in 2012-13, he popped off. Like, he averaged 25 points per game. Isn't it? 25 points a game? I'm losing you there, AJ.
When your audio was not working when you're in the middle of it.
Oh, wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but the problem is... Yeah. Wait, so should we restart then?
No, it's fine. We can keep going. So,
okay.
So he averaged 25 points a game in 2012-13, right?
Yeah, he averaged... Wait. Yeah, 2012-13 season, he averaged like 30... or 35 points per game, and at 25 points per game, and he was a really good player for them.
Looking back, I think he should have won Most Improved Player of the Year. No, he did, right? Didn't he?
I don't think so. I don't think he won.
Yeah, but he was a contender, though, right? He was a contender for Most Improved.
Yeah, so he was a contender, and he made the franchise relevant. So now he's versing the Houston Rockets in his debut, and I think the fans might boo him because how he left the Houston Rockets, wanted out. I think that's going to be disrespectful though, because the franchise, he did a lot for the franchise. Now that would just they would just be like ungrateful for what he did for the franchise, and that's what I think will happen. What do you think will happen?
I think Houston fans don't really respect the Houston Rocket years with James Harden because the reason is because he never carried them to a championship, especially with Dwight Howard from 2013 to 2016. Like, people expected them to at least make the NBA Finals, and I think they should have made it in 2015, but the Golden State Warriors destroyed them in the end, so they couldn't get to the NBA Finals.
I don't think the team was good enough though, because the Warriors were just on another level. They had Curry, Clay, so a lot of people did think he was gonna be really good, and obviously he was the
AJ, I can't hear you.
Yeah, and so it's just an easy decision, I think. I think Rockets fans should be grateful for that.
Yeah, the Rockets had a few really good years with Howard and Harden, but they just could not get over the hump.
Yeah, and then I think the best year obviously was with Chris Paul. Western Conference Finals. They made it there. They should have won that series. We made it to the final.
Yeah, but the hamstring injury of Paul, right?
Yeah, the hamstring injury in Game 6. Game 7 they should have won. That was I think 0 for 27 from 3.
Oh, that was the game where they were just horrendous in the second half.
Yeah. I thought they might win the series, when it was 3-2. But I still had a feeling that the Warriors, my gut told me the Warriors would win the series. But I really wanted the Rockets to win that. They could have won an NBA championship.
Yeah, and so after the Dwight Howard years, there was that 1 year in 2016-17 where Harden just took over because that was smooshed in the middle of Dwight Howard era and Chris Paul era, and he just took over, and he averaged nearly a triple-double with 32 points a game.
Yeah, he was playing really good that season, but I don't think people realize this. If you look up Dwight Howard's stats for his Rockets years, in 2014 he was pretty good, and then after that I don't think he was that good. Right? I think it was 2014 or 2015. Against
Losing you, AJ.
that was a pretty good duo.
Yeah. So then Houston in 2017 signs Chris Paul. No, did they sign him or trade him? I can't remember, but
They traded for him, I think.
Oh yeah, because you're the Houston Rockets fan. So
yeah. So basically, what happened is they traded Lou Williams, they traded Patrick Beverly.
Wait, was that the Harold trade too?
Yeah, I think Harold got traded there to the Clippers too. There's a couple of picks there, and so that's what happened. When they got Chris Paul, I think, honestly, we didn't trade for Russell Westbrook. Let's say Chris Paul is healthy for the whole playoffs. I think they beat the Lakers and win the championship. That's how good that team was. They almost beat the 2017 Warriors with Kevin Durant,
Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Clay.
Yeah, that's a stacked team. So I honestly think I believe that, but I don't know if you do.
Yeah, so then after that 2017-18 season where they didn't achieve their goal of winning the championship because they ultimately lost to the Warriors in the conference finals, then you go into a period in the 2018-19 season where things were looking very uncertain, and that was apparent when they lost in the second round again to their arch nemesis, Golden State.
Yeah, so now let's talk about how he left Houston. This made Houston Rockets fans really mad. And
yeah, also in the 2018-19 season, Harden was phenomenal. 37 points a game, and also 2018 MVP, but yeah.
Yeah, I even believe he could have won like the 2019 one too.
Because he played phenomenal.
Yeah, that season was phenomenal. I think Giannis won it.
Yeah, he did.
That was the season when I think his team, he took his team to the 4th seed.
Yeah, and then so after that, they trade for Russell Westbrook and they give away Chris Paul to the Thunder in 2019 offseason, and no one thought it was going to work with Harden and Russ.
Well, yeah, but I think it didn't even work sometimes because Russ couldn't shoot. They did go trade for trade Clint Capella. That's the thing though. If they didn't trade Chris Paul, Clint Capella wouldn't have got traded. They would have a big man to guard Anthony Davis, and Chris Paul, he's fit with James Harden would be pretty good. And yes, they were having some arguments and stuff.
Oh yeah, especially at the end of the season in the bubble.
Yeah, but I think they could have figured that out too, though.
Yeah.
I think they could have figured that out. And there's that one clip where I think
they're just arguing. They're hitting each other.
Yeah, they were hitting each other. There's one clip about that, and yeah, that was a pretty good era in Houston. The second greatest Rocket ever, in my opinion, behind.
A lot of players were also getting mad at the tension in the 2020 season. If I'm not mistaken, PJ Tucker, Austin Rivers, the other pieces circling around them, including Robert Covington as well.
Yeah, and not just James Harden wanted out, also PJ Tucker wanted out. Other players like that wanted out too. It's not just James Harden who wanted out.
Then 2020 offseason, they bring in John Wall, they bring in Christian Wood, and they essentially trade away James Harden for Victor Oladipo. So Harden, Wall, and Wood only played 9 games together. 9.
Yeah, exactly. No, not even 9 though, because Wall.
Wall was out, wasn't he? He played 2 games with Harden.
No. Yeah, I think it was 6 or 7 games now.
Yeah, and then January 12th was the night where Harden just gave up on his team. And after the game, he said, "We're just not good enough. Yeah, we don't have good chemistry."
And I was watching the game because I thought, I think we could beat this Lakers team. That could be really cool. This is a good test of how good we are. And then I was like, bro, just get James Harden out of Houston already.
And so then January 13th comes, and we got some news in the morning of that day that the 76ers or Nets were interested.
Yeah, and then the Nets traded for him. And the Rockets have lost 12 straight games after that.
Oh, really? I didn't know, but then they picked it up again, and they went on that cute little run of theirs with 5 games, right?
No. What happened was they went on the 8-game win streak, and then they went on the 12-game losing streak.
Okay.
That's what happened.
They beat my Blazers by 3 points.
Yeah. I actually watched the end of the game of that Yeah, and then Victor Oladipo made a clutch layup.
Yeah. Simon's got a clean look, and he missed.
Yeah. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Click the link in the description to Hyper Hooper Basketball, and peace out.
Thank you guys for watching.